What's up, you guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today, we're finally going to be counting down the top 5 She-Hulks in Heroclix. So without further ado, let's smash this list. Alright, you guys, so starting us off at number 5, I've got this She-Hulk here from the Secret Wars Battle World set. Now, this one was the OP kit version. Basically the play-at-home kit version for like today's standards. So yeah, this one you got just for showing up and playing in a tournament. Basically, you could win it. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. I always like this one. She's got Avengers, Defenders, Lady Liberators, keywords. Improved movement for elevated and destroys blocking is always nice. She's got Quake, and when She-Hulk uses Quake, the number of squares characters would be knocked back is doubled. So that's fun, especially now because I'm pretty sure it's like a base 3, like it just normally knocks back 3 now, so just double that to 6. You could send people flying. It used to only be 2 for Quake, and they would be 4, but yeah, anyway, it's pretty fun now to just, you know, yeet people across the map. She's got Perplex, but only to target herself or another character that she shares a keyword with. And then there's a look at her dial there. She's a wild card with the Spider-Man family team ability here. And, of course, just 10 movement charge, 11 attack with that Quake special, 18 invincible is nice, and the 4 damage is always great with that Perplex special. 90 points, nothing too crazy, you know, by today's standards, especially kind of a short dial for, you know, today's standards, like I said. You know, she gets some sidestep outwit there, a little Battle Fury at the end with a 5 damage, where she's just hulking out is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know, I just like this one. It's pretty simple, you know, you got a little Perplex in there. She's a, you know, wild card. She can bust through walls. You know, basic average She-Hulk type of stuff. So for all those reasons, she's coming in at number 5. All right, coming in at number 4 for me is this newer She-Hulk from the Fantastic Four Future Foundation set. So I kind of put her at number 4 partially for the memes because she's the Fantastic Four for 4 minutes, She-Hulk. And, but honestly, you know, she is really good, but she does only have Fantastic Four and Celebrity keywords, which are both good keywords, don't get me wrong. But all the other ones on this list just have a lot more options. Anyway, she's got also the improved movement destroys blocking, which is great. You don't need hindering anymore anyway, because that doesn't hinder movement at all. Once per turn, you may re-roll an attack roll that has a 4. So that's really, really awesome. That just affects the whole map, so it doesn't matter if she has range or line of fire. You know, she doesn't need to see it. It doesn't need to be close to her. It can be somebody sniping you from across the map through 8 walls. You know, Thanos trying to mind control you or something. Doesn't matter. If there's a 4 in it, she can re-roll it, which is just really awesome. Super useful. Comes in handy quite a bit more than you might imagine. A really long dial for only 75 points. Fantastic Four team ability can also help to heal her up a couple clicks here and there if she's on a, you know, Fantastic Four team. 11 movement charge, 11 attack super strength, 18 impervious, and that 4 damage to start with. Then she goes to a little sidestep Quake and some plasticity and Perplex, which is nice. That way she can still be pretty useful helping out the team with Perplex or perplexing up her own attack or defense, because it does drop to, you know, 10 and 16 there, pretty low. But yeah, I just really like the super long dial on this one for the points. Only 75 points. You get 9 clicks of health, full of damage reducers, and 11 movement charge that can break through walls is great, along with the once per turn reroll of a 4. So yeah, really awesome She-Hulk. I like her a lot, and I just wish she had a few more keywords to throw her into a few more teams, but besides that, she's great, and for those reasons, she's coming in at number 4. All right, coming in at number 3 for She-Hulk, we have this older one from the Avengers Age of Ultron like event set. I forget what it's called. Anyway, that was a really fun set, and she was pretty good for her time, but specifically we're actually looking at the legacy card version of her that we got in the Fantastic Four set, or Future Foundation set, I guess it was. I don't really remember. It looks like that's the Future Foundation set legacy card. Anyway, you can see she's got a ton of keywords here. Avengers, S.H.I.E.L.D., Lady Liberators, Heroes for Hire, Fantastic Four, like so many other keywords that our number 4 pick didn't have. So lots more options for her, and it's kind of hard to read the card on camera, I know, but basically She-Hulk and adjacent friendly characters modify attack +1 when attacking a prime character, and She-Hulk and adjacent characters take a maximum of 1 damage from prime characters. So she's really, really good against a very specific, type of team. Any team that has a prime, or especially that revolves around a prime, like as one of their main attackers, she just can demolish those teams, because as long as she's adjacent to your friendly characters, they're not going to take more than 1 damage, and they get that +1 attack when attacking them. So she's really, really good. I actually love to put her on the sideline for Avengers or Fantastic Four swaps, because, it's very specific, kind of niche, but she just really destroys those teams. So if you happen to go against one, she's a really good, call-in from the sideline. Also for, an ID card, if you're playing Silver Age, she makes a good call-in for that too. Anyway, she has Charge and Flurry that destroys blocking terrain on movement, which is great. Gotta love Charge Flurry. And then this next one, this is actually a misprint. This is supposed to be a trait. She doesn't even have a special attack power, so there was an error here. But it says here, if She-Hulk isn't part of a theme team, the first time this game, you wouldn't win the roll for first player. You may roll again and add 1 to the result. So, again, a very niche thing, but if you're not playing a theme team, it's actually really cool to put her on the main team to get that potential +1 reroll for going first, and then you could also swap her out, So again, she's just really good for swapping in and out for those type of Avengers or Fantastic Four swap teams. Then she's got Willpower and Perplex on her special damage power. Honestly, I don't really recommend running her at 125. I would just play her at the 75, because there's not a whole lot difference. You do get a 4 damage to start with Invincible, but your stats otherwise are basically the same, 9 instead of 8 for the Charge. But anyway, I personally prefer the 75 line. You get the Charge Flurry that destroys blocking. You still get 10 attack, super strength, 17 impervious, 3 damage with Perplex and Willpower. Versus paying 50 points for these 2 clicks to have basically the same stats. I don't know. You could try it out, 125. I always play her at 75 though, and I've been happy with that. She can be, a little more susceptible to be one-shotted, because she only has like a 17 impervious, so, and like 5 clicks of health. So if they just running shot penetrating blaster for enough, she's going to go down pretty quick. And she doesn't have a lot of defense, not very good defense values. She does have a little regen on the end to heal up. The main thing, like I said, is just use her for if you're going against a prime team, and if not, swap her out. So anyway, that's basically why she's in the middle of my list here. She's very, very good for very specific things, and just generally not great otherwise. But anyway, for all those reasons, she's coming in at number 3 for me. All right, coming in at number 2 for me, we have the newer She-Hulk here, the common one from Avengers Fantastic Four Empire. This one is actually quite deadly for a very, very low cost. So she's got Avengers, Brute, Cosmic, Monster, and Warrior keywords. A lot of good generic keywords there. She's got a trait that when she is targeted with mind control, modify her defense -2. That sucks, but it really, empowers the rest of her dial to be ridiculous. She's only 40 points, but with a 10 movement charge, 11 attack, 18 impervious, and 3 damage with Close Combat Expert, meaning she's charging with a 12 attack, 4 damage, naturally for 40 points. And then, you could easily grab like a light object along the way to hit for 5, or if you get some Empower nearby, 12 attack for 5 damage, pretty easily for 40 points. And then she remains a threat with a consistent 11 attack down the dial and 4 damage exploit weakness and some sidestep, so she can keep moving around there as needed. There's really not much to say about this one. She's just really, I think, hyper efficient for only 40 points. The 18 impervious keeps her very well protected. Again, if you're playing like an Avengers swap team or something, she's good to swap out if they have mind control. But anyway, yeah, she's just a great point filler, only 40 points. You can throw her onto any team basically and give her a light object and just watch her go put in a lot of work for only 40 points. So I like her a lot for all those reasons. She's basic, but very useful in my opinion. And for all those reasons, she's coming in at number 2. And as always, before we get to the number 1 pick, I've got a few honorable mentions I want to go through. First of all, one of the older ones I have to take a look at today is this other OP kit, She-Hulk. This was from, I want to say it was Gamma Charge OP kit, or am I thinking of the Gamma Charge convention exclusives? There was Gamma something. It was an OP kit with her, Red Hulk, and Abomination? No, the blue guy. Forget his name. Anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about. We're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about She-Hulk anyway. But this one's great anyway. She's got a ton of keywords to choose from. If She-Hulk is part of a named theme team, she is a wild card. Considering there's no longer a distinction between named and generic theme teams anymore, I'm not sure if that matters as much. You might be able to just get that on any theme team. I'm not sure exactly. You might want to, ask your local judge how they feel about that, because I'm pretty sure named and generic theme teams aren't even a thing anymore. They're just theme teams or they're not theme teams. So you might be able to get that either way. But anyway, then she has this awesome special attack power, which is the real reason that she is a honorable mention, where she can use Quake and Super Strength. And when she uses Quake and is holding an object, you can increase the damage dealt to each hit character by 1 if it's light, or by 2 if it's a heavy object, and then remove that object from the game. So super good. 115 points, though, is a lot in today's game. But yeah, just starting off with that special attack power, 10 movement charge, 18 impervious. And yeah, you just run her up there with a heavy object and just hit the whole team for 4 damage. Quake would be a pretty good use of 115 points. Just a quick click through her dial here. She gets a little flurry there later on. And yeah, just a pretty good dial length. And lots of damage potential if she gets a heavy object. And yeah, not much else to say there. She's really solid even today if you can manage to give her a heavy object. But then the next one I want to take a look at here is this She-Hulk in her lawyer suit. I like this one a lot, from the Avengers Infinity set, I believe. Yeah, so taking a look at her card here, Avengers, Lady Liberators, Brute. This is just a nice little 50-point She-Hulk. And before the newer one that we just took a look at that was 40 points, this one for 50 points was one of the better budget options you really had. So she got Close Combat Expert, and when She-Hulk uses it and hits after resolutions, choose 1 to last until your next turn. A hit target modifies attack -2, or a hit target modifies defense -2. I really like that, especially nowadays for Silver Age. If you use her as a call-in, her call-in option, or inspiration, I should say, is +1 attack for adjacent friendly characters. So if you hit with this Close Combat Expert, you could -2 the defense on your opponent, and then, make all the follow-up attacks really easy to hit. So yeah, 11 for 3, sidestep, not too bad. 17 invuln, decent 5 clicks of health there. I liked her back in the day for 50 points. And I think she's still worth an honorable mention now as another good budget version of Jen. And last but not least here, we also have the Prime from Secret Wars Battle World. There was also an uncommon version of her in that set, but it was like an actual Battle World version where she was part of the Thors. She had some type of hammer power. I don't know. She wasn't holding a hammer, but she had all types of running shot, energy explosion, prob. I don't know. Didn't really feel like a She-Hulk, so I'm not going to count her. And this one was kind of a gray area for me also, which is why she wasn't exactly on the list either, but I wanted to give her a shout out. Anyway, Avengers, Battle World, Other, Politician, Ruler. But starting off, she's got a trait that gives her leadership and Perplex, and when she uses Perplex to target another character, you can modify it +2, except for damage if they share a Battle World keyword, or -2 if it has a different Battle World keyword. So, pretty cool. The accept damage doesn't really matter because you can't perplex damage anymore anyway. But then she's got another trait that gives her plasticity, and adjacent opposing characters can't use Mastermind or Shape Change or Stealth. That's super, super good. Just completely shutting off all 3 of those powers is nuts. There's a lot of really good power cosmic characters nowadays that have Mastermind or Stealth and Shape Change, all that kind of stuff. So just to get her adjacent to them and knock it out entirely is great. And power and enhancement is super good, especially with the Perplex. She's just got a lot of really good, useful abilities to help out a team. which sucks because she's 130 points, so she's already going to be like half your team anyway. With 10 movement charge, 11 attack, super strength, 19 impervious is great, and 4 damage with that empower enhancement special. For 90 points, she's still pretty decent. Goes down to 18 invuln and 3 damage, but otherwise mostly the same. And yeah, I don't know, she's just a really good, team player, does a lot of work for the team with the empower, enhancement, leadership, perplex, and taking down all kinds of abilities. So she's really good. She does take up your prime slot, though, and she's really high on the points. So for that reason, she is only an honorable mention. And surprise honorable mention also to the chase from the Avengers War of the Realms. This She-Hulk would definitely be my number 1, except if you guys may or may not already know, I don't really count the alternate versions of characters, or if they're especially enhanced in some way. And she technically is like an Asgardian She-Hulk that has Thor's magic belt of strength or whatever. So technically I'm not going to count her, but I really wanted to talk about her because she is so good. She's got Asgardian, Avengers, Fantastic Four, and Brute keywords. Improve movement destroys blocking. This awesome free choose one telekinesis as free, but only to target an adjacent friendly character. Or you can generate a heavy object, or this turn, when She-Hulk uses an object action, increase the damage dealt by 1, or you can just heal her 2 clicks. So many good options there for this free action from her trait. 9 times out of 10, I usually just heal the 2 clicks because she takes a hit and I just heal constantly. But getting the free TK is great. Generating an object or doing the extra +1 damage, all great options. Super long dial, 100 or 50 points. I always felt like the 50-point line should be right here with the 11 attack. But regardless, it's still great. Again, for 50 points, you get free TK, not bad at all. Charge, super strength, close combat expert, and a full dial of impervious. Just a full dial of the same powers and pretty high stats. 12 charge, 12 attack, 4 damage. So she's actually 13 attack, 5 damage up close. And if she's picking up a heavy object and using the free action to do the additional +1, she could easily be swinging for 7 damage with a 13 attack, all on her own, which is nuts. And yeah, Avengers, Fantastic Four team abilities are pretty useful there. And yeah, she's just a really great She-Hulk. Simple, but very effective. And yeah, like I said, she'd be my number 1, but I don't count her because she is Asgardian. Anyway, that's going to do it for the honorable mentions, and on to our number 1 pick. All right, and smashing her way to the top of the list is the new super rare coming out of Avengers Forever. You guys already know, probably, this one was going to be number 1 at this point. So yeah, super rare She-Hulk. She's pretty great. She's got Avengers, Defenders, Fantastic Four, Heroes for Hire, Shield, Brute, and Celebrity keywords. Improved movement for Elevated, as well as destroys blocking, is great, very useful. She starts off with a super fun trait here that says, when determining first player, if you aren't first player this game, modify She-Hulk's attack and defense by +1, which is, likely since she's 100 points. 100 or 50, again, like the chase we just looked at. But yeah, she's got charge plasticity on her movement power, and then she's got, at the beginning of your turn, choose one effect to last until your next turn, Outwit and Perplex, or choose an adjacent friendly character. That character has Safeguard, Outwit, and opposing Perplex. 2 very good options. I mean, just having Outwit and Perplex is great, especially, on a Hulk-type figure, not the kind of thing people see coming to be outwitted from a Hulk. And also just giving an adjacent friendly character Safeguard Outwit is huge. There are certain characters nowadays, like certain Spider-Mans and Iron Mans and stuff, that have really good, super sensibilities, and their biggest weakness is just straight up being outwitted. So just being able to hand that out for free is insane. If she started at the 50-point line with that, I can guarantee she'd see a lot of play at 50 points. For 100 points, though, she's still very solid. You got that charge plasticity special. The super strength, 19 invincible, and 3 damage with the Outwit and Perplex special. And you almost don't want to go first with her, again, because if you don't go first, you get +1 attack and defense the whole game. So she'll be rocking a 12 attack, 20 defense with her own Perplex, potentially, giving her a 21 or a 13 attack if necessary. Very, very powerful. For 50 points, she's still very solid. 10 movement charge, 11 attack Quake, 18 invulnerable, 3 damage Perplex. Again, you know, if you're not first player, she's going to be 12 attack, 19 defense. And yeah, and you can bust through walls and go over elevated. Really, really good stuff. She's a wild card as well, so she can copy some team abilities. I do wish that she had a stop click here with the regen, would be nice. But oh well, still a very solid figure nonetheless. Very powerful, you know, lots of movement potential. The plasticity is great to be able to get in and out of a fight as you need it as well. And being able to go over elevated and through blocking, you know, means she's basically never stopped. You can just get wherever you need her to get to and just smash faces. And yeah, love the Outwit Perplex special, and or giving somebody protected Outwit and Perplex is amazing. So yeah, very awesome figure. For all those reasons, she's coming in at my #1 She-Hulk. Alright you guys, that does it for this top 5 list. As always, if you enjoyed it, make sure you smash the like button. It does help me out a lot. Let me know down in the comments who your favorite She-Hulk is, and nominate a character for a future top 5 list while you're there. And of course, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. And if you guys like to help support the channel even more, please check the links in the description for the Patreon so you can see your name here in the credits with all these other awesome people. We also now have the YouTube channel memberships as well. You can also join either of those for as little as $1 a month, and you can be entered into our now monthly Patreon and membership giveaways. So if that interests you, make sure to check that out. But that's going to do it for this video. So thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.